Hi, and welcome back to Story Spun. So this is Devlog 9, and this is the final Unity driving prototype. So we decided to max it out. Obstacle pyramids, oncoming traffic, and camera switching. So let's dive into each one and see how far we can push this thing. So we start in by simply making a mess. Instead of lonely obstacles, I stacked them. Towers, pyramids, chaos. Why? Because nothing is more satisfying than crashing through a pile of boxes. Technically speaking, this involved a bunch of rigid bodies and a bit of patience with object placement. No real gameplay benefit, just satisfaction. Alright, and now it's time to raise the stakes. So I had to deal with oncoming traffic, specifically a few buses that are gunning in straight towards you. So I set up a prefab bus and dropped a couple into the scene, spaced them evenly down the road like warning signs. These buses use a super simple script with transform.translate to move them forward along the Z-axis every frame. It's not AI, it's just straight line. And the cool part is how I randomized their spawn timing and spacing just enough so it wasn't predictable every time you played. You couldn't just memorize the gaps, you actually had to react. I then also threw in a cleanup trigger at the end of the road so the buses don't just drive forever. Performance matters, even when you're being flattened. This wasn't part of the tutorial, but I just wanted to do a little bit extra to see how I can get along. It's super simple, but really effective. And to make it look right, I also had to make sure the buses were positioned on the correct side of the road and orientated to face the player's direction. For fun, I added just enough speed that if you hesitate, you're toast, but not so fast that it's impossible to dodge. And yeah, I may have spent way too long watching replays of my car getting obliterated. Instant intensity, zero AI setup. Love it. So then on the hard mode, this was the camera switcher. This one felt a bit more fancy. So you start off looking down on the car from behind, and then you press the C button, and suddenly you're actually looking from under the car. You press it again, and you're looking back from behind the car again, like a third-person action camera. So how did I do it? Very simple. I set up two separate cameras in the scene, one positioned above the car, one positioned below. I made sure both cameras were tuned with the vehicle, so they move along with it. And I use a quick script that listens for the C key and toggles which camera is enabled. That's it. No sin machine, no fancy blending, just raw camera switching. I also disabled audio listeners on both and added one to separate game object to avoid Unit's classic multiple audio listeners warning. And the result? A completely different feel depending on which view you're in. Third person gives you situational awareness, and the one below the car, well, that was just for fun and can be moved to anywhere we want. So, to wrap up, we stacked stuff to crash into. We added traffic to make it a bit more terrifying. And we built a cinematic camera switcher. Not too bad for the bonus challenge. And this was the last challenge for the driving prototype. So if you made it this far, thank you. Let me know in the comments which feature was your favorite or which one nearly broke your PC. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time for something even more ridiculous.